If you or your loved one is an elderly person, you might be worried about safety. Grifters and scammers target elderly people in their own homes as well as out on the street. Here are a few tips to help keep you and the other elderly people in your life safe. One, take a good look at your finances. If the thought of looking at your accounts is daunting to you, ask a professional to help, an accountant for example. No matter how you go about it, make sure every penny is accounted for, in cash or in the bank. Scammers are relying on elderly people not bothering to check their account. Get ahead of the game and consult professionals if need be. 2. Be cyber secure or find someone who can do it for you. Scammers are also relying on the elderly not being computer literate. Reading up on cybersecurity and consulting someone in the know is the best way to make sure you stay on top of internet crime. You can also install firewalls and other antiviral software to keep your private information private. There are many places you can go for tech knowledge. Public libraries often hold information sessions for people just starting out or needing a refresher on navigating the web safely. 3. Watch and listen out for cold callers. The cold caller, the bane of any homeowner's existence, but it's a nuisance to elderly people in particular. Cold callers see elderly people as vulnerable and more likely to give in to pressure. Make sure that you don't fall into this category. Block every cold caller's phone number. Do not let them into your house if you can avoid it. And if you ever feel like they are frightening or threatening you, do not dismiss this as not a big deal. Your feelings are valid. Be prepared to call the police if you need to. And speaking of calling someone, 4. Hire security professionals. Security companies can often tailor their services to their customers, and personal protection is certainly not outside the realm of possibility. By putting a first responder to a crime in place without having to wait for a police presence, you can rest easy knowing you're being protected from harm. This can cost a significant amount of money, but in areas with higher levels of vandalism and violent crime, it can be an expense worth considering. 5. Install CCTV. CCTV might seem slightly extreme, but it's becoming more and more popular as a form of home defence. It can prevent crimes ever occurring in the first place due to its use as a visual deterrent. If that's not enough to scare criminals away, you will have evidence of the crime to hand into law enforcement. You can catch a criminal in the act and call for help sooner, increasing the chances of the criminal being brought to justice. There are also less cumbersome methods, such as 6. Leave the lights on. Make it look as if you're in at all times. Do not let people think you are open to some form of attack, such as a burglary. With the cost of living, leaving the living room lights on for long stretches just might not be possible. Getting a fallback solution like a solar charged light to leave in the living room if you go out after dark might fix this issue. If you leave the house for a significant amount of time, like going abroad for example, let a trusted neighbour park near your house to drive burglars and vandals away. 7. Get a personal alarm. Personal alarms are great for you to get for yourself or recommend to a more vulnerable elderly person. Personal alarms can connect you to help wherever you are. This can mean anywhere in the home or anywhere in the country depending on how advanced the equipment is. It can make sure you're taken care of if you're sick or injured, but also if you are about to become a victim of crime. Many personal alarms have 24-hour helplines and their own installers to help you set up your system. No longer limited to an unwieldy lanyard, personal alarms can be embedded in your home or concealed on your person in the form of a sleek wristwatch or belt buckle. 8. Register your valuables. If you are worried about losing your valuables to crime, it might be worth registering them. The Immobilised Property Register is a UK-based way to register your property and make sure they're accounted for, no matter what might happen in the future. There are similar systems worldwide. 9. Invest in some personal security equipment. There is no shame in needing some extra precautions against crime. Walking home at night, for example, can be a lonely and dangerous experience for anyone. Safety keychains are often suggested to young women to protect them when they walk unaccompanied. Though they are a vulnerable demographic of their own, that doesn't mean others can't take safety into their own hands. They are often geared more towards escaping crime as opposed to personal alarms, which are usually there for medical emergencies. Safety keychains and their individual devices are great for keeping you safe until the police arrive, or you can escape your attacker. Alarms, whistles, flashlights, and GPS devices are just some of the things you might find on these keychains. However, you must be careful with the rules and regulations of your country. Different countries have different clauses and jurisdiction. 10. Organise regular checkups. When the chips are down, it's always good to have family and friends rallying around you. We may not all have that, but if you do, organise regular check-ins at your home. If they ever sense something amiss, you may find it wise to cut them a key beforehand to enter your home unsupervised. If you don't feel like there is anyone you can trust, hiring security professionals is once again a valid option. So there you have it. Top 10 security tips for elderly people. We hope you stay safe and well in 2023 and beyond. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.